What's up, guys? So in this video we're going to go ahead and go over Astroflipping by Josiah Grimes and Jamil Damji. Now I think Josiah Grimes remains like the kind of the owner. Jamil, as you guys will see here in a second, isn't actually listed on the BBB profile. Don't know why that is. Don't know if he's just kind of like the marketing face of it or anything like that, but we'll see what we can figure out. So diving into their website here, this is what you have: your one-stop shop for real estate investing. We help people start, scale, and automate six-figure businesses with this proven three-step formula. Seen as A&E and Forbes. Okay, so keep in mind with this, guys, that it's not just a them thing. This is kind of a industry-wide issue, in my opinion. What they're doing is essentially paying for press releases to be featured in these places. It could be, $500, $1,000, $2,000. I don't know how much it costs, but it's generally around that range. And basically, it's just a PR investment that they do to make themselves look more legit. Now, in this case, I think from what we'll see here in a second, I think Jamil himself is definitely legit. It's just I wanted to bring awareness to that issue. So simple strategies to help you take off like a rocket and scale your operation in record time. Astroflipping allows you to learn how to comp properties like a pro and source deals out of thin air, find more leads faster without spending a dime on marketing, which, like, realistically, to scale almost any business, especially real estate, you're gonna have to rely on ads to some extent. Very few businesses actually don't need you to spend money on ads. In fact, if you want to know a business that you really don't have to spend money on ads, in fact, it's literally the antithesis of spending money on ads, then I would say check out this private invite right here that I have for you guys. I'll link it down in the description below, but we'll touch on this later. But basically, you don't run ads to anything that has to do with this business model. So going back to the website, you've got a newsletter thing right here. Drop your email, testimonial, their approach, results and stuff like that, and then their different plans. So looking at their plans, you have to apply to both. I believe in the past they used to actually list their prices, so now it looks like they're kind of taking the call to approach, and you're going to eventually be on a high ticket sales phone call, which will probably be it'll probably be presented in a way where you're supposed to feel as if it's like an interview, even though it's a pitch for the program. But you've got two different versions here. If it were me, I would start with the lowest offer and then I would just ascend up, because if you buy it, the big package, then there's not really going to be anything of value down here for you to go back to, essentially. So that would then bring us into refunds, which the refund policy is pretty confusing. So it starts here, refunds, go down. Okay, order placement and acceptance. So basically it's just like hard goods. So it's like book or other tangible product. The issue that I have with that wording is that obviously a course is a digital product, right? So it's like, where's the actual refund policy that relates to a digital product? You don't really see that anywhere. So that's kind of frustrating for me. It's not like it's not really clear. And that's something that I have noted in the pros and cons, which we'll go ahead and dive into, which is pros. They've got years of experience. And Jamil, I didn't mark it down here, but Jamil does share a whole lot of information on YouTube, which I think it's great. Whenever I see any kind of guru post all sorts of information on like YouTube or Instagram or whatever, I think it's great. So I respect it. And then flipping can also make you a lot of money. The issue, though, is flipping is saturated. Again, something that business model that I'm going to touch on later shows is like it's not saturated as compared to flipping. And then on top of that, research and deals that fall through can get extremely tiresome. I mean, imagine working on a deal, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then it just falls through. And that commission that you were going to have, you now have none, and you just wasted a whole bunch of your time. And then, yeah, small profit margins. I mean, you're going to get like commissioned out, but it's not like you're doing a $200,000 property and getting $200,000 of revenue. And then, yeah, the unclear refund policy is just not really something that I'm a fan of. Going over to Instagram, you can see they do have an Instagram account right here. I'll go ahead and follow it. I think the numbers are legit. I mean, they're not a verified account, but you don't need verification to have a whole bunch of followers. And the like ratios, I think they pretty much line up with that follower count. If we go to Reels, you'll be able to see a little bit better. So, yeah, like a couple thousand views per reel, it seems like, is the average. So, perfectly legitimate in my eyes. Going over to YouTube, he's got 50,000 subs, 2,500 videos, and he posts very regularly. 1 day, 2 day, 3, 4. So it looks like he's on a video a day schedule, which is pretty cool. And again, the view counts line up. 50,000 followers, like not everybody is going to watch every single video, but he's definitely in the ballpark. You can go over to Social Blade to kind of check that out. So for the last 30 days, he's actually received 55,799 views. You can see that broken down here. So that's awesome. I always like using this site to kind of just, see how relevant somebody is still today, and he's definitely relevant. Going over to Reddit, this was the most recent thread that I could find. So it's Astroflipping versus TTP Wholesaling Inc. is either worth it. So this person actually said that I joined Astro and was able to dispo a deal in North Carolina, but deal fell through. Again, falling throughs are pretty common due to title issues, so we're retrying again with another attorney. So far, Astro has been great and can provide you with people who are doing deals constantly and learn from them as well. Videos are very informative. I recommend if you're just starting. If I refer you, you can get $500 off their course, since I've been connecting with the wholesalers nationwide as well on week 3 of the course. This guy says, look for another one. This one says that they're in TTP. This person says, I'd stay away from Astro and TTP. What you really want is a community of other people at or above where you currently are. Look at CCF. So collecting keys, instant investor. Create cash flow. Let's see. Last September, after 6 months of going direct to seller, I joined the Astro Elite community, and it's been one of the best investments I've made. There is nothing revelational about the course except week 1 mindset. It really sets you up for success because this business is not hard, but it does take focus and consistency. You learn how to deal with agent outreach, microflip properties, all this other stuff. Everyone supports you. The community is led by Jamil Damji. He's the kindest, generous mentor out there. I spent 3 days at TTP Growth Summit this past February, and while I do not practice that method of wholesaling, I can vouch for the great community and mentor Brent Daniels. He's genuinely a nice guy. So that guy recommends both and has had experience with both. I would definitely strongly consider what this person said here. Now, on the BBB profile, it's not the greatest. I mean, 2.33 out of 5, but from just 6 customer reviews, so keep that in mind. They've been accredited since 2019. And yeah, down here is just where I'm confused, because it seems like Jamil actually runs the thing, and he's not mentioned anywhere here, so not sure why that is. And you do have some, recent complaints, but they did also just respond, so that's good to see as well. So now it brings us to the end. Do I recommend this business model, or do I recommend this program? The program, I would say, if you're specifically looking for wholesaling and flipping and all that stuff, then I would say it's probably a good option. The reason why I say that is because when we looked at that Reddit review, that guy was in both programs, had experience with both, and yeah, it seemed like it was a good fit. Jamil puts out a lot of helpful content, so I'm going to give him credit there. It really isn't easy to constantly post on YouTube and Instagram like that, so he's really trying to provide value. On the basis of the business model, I would have to say no, and the reason for that is just because you can work a deal all the way through and then it fall through and you're left with nothing to show for it. As compared to this business model, I'll show you in a second, you'll have everything to show for it, worst case scenario. Other reason is often you have to try to acquire and get contracts within certain time periods, and if the time period doesn't fall through, you're kind of left holding the bag, and whatever, financial issues that could possibly cause. I'm also, I guess, just not really a huge fan of the whole application process. Like, you're gonna get on a high ticket sales phone call. You're not gonna know the price. You're gonna be hard sold. So I'm not really a fan of that. And yeah, with flipping, it's just like a super competitive space. So it's already loaded to the gills because everybody knows that you can make money with real estate. You can make money with flipping. But between all the competition, you're going to find it very hard to be able to do so in a, relatively quick manner. I know that their marketing isn't get rich quick or anything like that. Nobody's is, at least on paper. But through different lifestyle marketing and things like that, people want to make money fast. And it's just not really realistic with real estate like this. So that kind of leads me into my recommendation, which is local lead generation. So basically, I built this website out 5 years ago. Okay, so this is extremely passive. It's not entirely passive, but it's extremely passive. So like I said, 5 years ago, built this website. It took me 6 to 8 weeks to basically rank this thing to the #1 spot, as we see here, and it has been there for 5 years. It's not shifted. So whenever somebody needs a tree removal or a stump grinded down, or maybe a stump even removed, they type those keywords into the website and I show up first. When they land on the website, they might read some of the information, check out that video, but then they just give this phone number a call. Now, when they call it, it doesn't go to me. I'm not a tree service contractor. The only thing I can do with trees is climb them. So, which my grandma said I'm the best at, by the way. So, neener to all you guys. But basically, those calls go straight to a contractor who actually does the job. If the tree needs removed, he removes it. If it needs stump grinded down, he grinds it down. So basically, at the end of the month, when everything's tallied up, he makes a whole lot of money and then gives me a cut of that as well. Now, generally speaking, with these sites, you're looking at between $500 to $2,000 a month. Again, mostly passive. Maybe you'll have to make a tweak here or there to the website, but realistically, putting an hour or two a day into this is all you need. Whereas with something like Astroflipping, or anything to do with real estate for that matter, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, all this other stuff, you're going to be putting in 6 to 8 hours. And I don't know about you guys, but if I wanted a second full-time job, I'd actually go out and get one. I want an actual side hustle, something that's only an hour or two after work or something like that can put reliable income into my pocket. I'm not interested in having to run a whole entire business on the side of a full-time job. And I'm sure you guys aren't either. So if you want to learn more about what it is that I do and how exactly I do it, go ahead, check out this private invite that I have for you guys down in the description below that I kind of showed earlier. This basically goes through every single question you could possibly have about this business model and how I do it. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.